party is getting ready for some tournaments at the Bowl of Judgement, and we're going to talk about how we're prepping. So let's dig in. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready to have some fighting tournaments in the Bowl of Judgement, and as the first part of our session prep, we're going to talk about our characters. So we've got Chosen, our bugbear barbarian, Dimitri, our gnome fighter, Iris, our halfling warlock, Jimmy, our sea elf druid, and Trixie, our human artificer / wizard. Strong start. We're just going to be picking up with the party headed to the Bowl of Judgement to participate in the very first tournament. Scenes. We're going to start things off, as we've mentioned, at the Bowl of Judgement with the tournaments. And there are going to be 3 different tournaments here. We'll have the 1v1 Spellcaster tournament, which Trixie and Jimmy are a part of. We will have the Martial tournament, which is a 2v2 tournament. Chosen and Dimitri have signed up together for that one. And then we've got a group tournament put together. And the entrance fee, I think, was 20 gold pieces. And then if you win, you get 250 gold. The way that this is set up is I have created character sheets for all the participants in the tournaments. And each player, not character, each player is going to be handed a character sheet that is not theirs. And when a party member that is not them is participating in the tournament, they have the opportunity to fight. So when Trixie is fighting, the players for Chosen or Dimitri or Iris have the opportunity to fight against them. And this is something that I talked about with my players in my last session to make sure everybody was okay with it, because it's PvP, but it's not in-party fighting. It's the players having an opportunity to battle one another. I made sure everybody was okay with it, and they all were, so we're going to do that. I thought it would be a lot of fun, and I can kind of sit back and enjoy the fighting as well. A whole bunch of character sheets. I handed those out the day after our last session, so they have some opportunity to get familiar with them if they want, and to prep a little bit. Rules for the tournament: the spellcasters, pretty much anything goes, no big deal there. The martial fighting, there are a couple of martial classes that have some spells, so we're not going to allow spells in the fights themselves, but if someone wants to try and bend the rules a little bit, they can do so with a DC 20 sleight of hand check, otherwise you're going to get kicked out of the tournament. Also at the tournament is going to be the rival party. It's been a few sessions since my party, they're calling themselves now the Knights of Elixion, has run into the rival party, and I think they're ready to run into them again. I think last session, Dimitri mentioned wanting to try and search them out, and they haven't been able to find them yet because Ank'harel is huge. The rival party has signed up for the group part of this tournament as well because they want to get in some practice and keep themselves sharp, so they will be there watching the other tournaments, trying to pick up on things that the other participants are using in their fights to hopefully gain an edge. So my party has the opportunity there to run into them and ask them some questions. We'll talk a little bit more about what the rival party has been up to down in the Secrets and Clues, but basically they have joined the Allegiance of Allsight. The last tournament is going to be the group tournament, and as my party is in the Bowl of Judgement ready to start the fight, I am going to have the 2 Ruidium elephants from the next Cobalt Soul mission, which is called Elephant Uproar, come bursting through the Bowl of Judgement. One is going to continue all the way through and run out into the streets and wreak more havoc, and the other one's going to stay in the bowl. And the rival party will be the other party in the bowl ready to fight my party, and the rival party will offer to take on one if my party will take on the other, so my party can choose to continue to fight in the bowl, or they can run out into the streets, and I've got maps for both of those in Owlbear Rodeo. My guess is between all of the fighting that's going to be happening, we'll probably end up ending there with a cliffhanger. Just in case, I've also prepped a little bit of the next mission, just transitioning into how that can come into play, whether they head and follow the path of destruction all the way back to the first eclipse, or if they need to talk to the Cobalt Soul afterwards in order for the Cobalt Soul to kind of give them a bump in the right direction. So I've got that prepped just in case, but my guess is it's going to be all tournaments today. Let's jump down to our Secrets and Clues. So this is all from the rival party and what they have been up to. They have been running the Allegiance of Allsight missions, which come straight from the book. So the first mission they have is to retrieve this marble figurine of an elephant from a shop in the Suncut Bazaar, but it was gone when they got there. This is the Ruidium elephants that just came bursting through the Bowl of Judgement. It was stolen from the Allegiance of Allsight and was originally discovered in Kael Morrow. Then they were sent to discover a possible second entrance point into Kael Morrow, which was rumored to be in the River District. It was rumored to be in the Oasis, or the Life Dome. It was false and was planted by a spy within the Allegiance of Allsight from Carlyle Krugen, who runs the Life Dome. They found out that if you do go deep enough into the Oasis or into the springs, there are offshoots that make up a big maze-like set of caverns. There is no known connection between those caverns and Kael Morrow, though it is rumored there is some way to get there because they're about the same level as Kael Morrow. That just hasn't been found yet. I think Jimmy will pay particular interest in, because Jimmy has been spending a decent amount of his off time trying to get down and get into Kael Morrow through a back entrance. We have also found out that the relics from Kael Morrow indicate the site was the site of a pre-calamity society originally built above the water. Carlyle thinks the natural tectonic shifting caused the slip between the surface, but the fluctuation of the water levels seems to defy explanation. The Life Dome regulates the water flow from the spring into the canals with a combination of engineering and enchantment, just in case they're curious about that. And then the rivals were ambushed by 2 invisible stalkers sent by either the Consortium or the Sentinels of Memory, which is another faction that is trying to keep things as they are and not further knowledge, basically. The rival party has also officially joined the Allegiance of Allsight. They tried to get in with the Consortium, but because Aloysia knows who they are, they were never able to actually infiltrate the Consortium. They've joined the Allegiance of Allsight in hopes of learning more about Ruidium, because from the very beginning, Elder Kobukaz has tasked them with learning more about Ruidium, and that's what they've been doing their entire journey. So in order to learn more about Ruidium, they've decided they're going to join the Allegiance of Allsight. NPCs, we've got the rival party. We also have some members of the Cobalt Soul. Kelker the Gull is a potential in Sazerac if we get that far into the Cobalt Soul missions. Monsters, we have the Ruidium Elephant. We have Sazerac and Kelker if we happen to get that far. And then there's a whole bunch. Here's a whole bunch of links to character sheets for all of the participants in the fighting tournaments. And treasure for this one, it's just the figurine of Wondrous Power, that marble elephant with Ruidium. And that is pretty much it for this session. I'm really excited to see how this goes. If you enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.